to send it out, and we will begin in about 2 minutes. For those who are joining us or watching this recording later, welcome to Players Beware. This is the first ever Academy attempt to live stream. Today we have 4 wonderful victims who have agreed to step forward and offer up their characters as sacrifice. So while we're waiting, why don't we go ahead and just take the opportunity to talk a little bit about our characters, just to give a little bit of an introduction. Would anyone like to go first?
I can go. I am Briar. I am a Phoenix Tier staff member. I have been in Ash's house for a while, so I should know better than this, but I don't. I am an unseemly partling. I like stabbing things and doing fun things with magic and poking my nose in places it probably shouldn't go, but it's still attached, so we'll say. Oh boy, everyone's frozen.
Nope, you came back. You came back.
There we go.
Thank you, Brian. Who else would like to go?
I guess I can go.
Okay.
So, hello everybody. My name is Blue Jay. I am a Wave Rider staff member. I believe I've been here for a little bit. Have also should probably know better than to offer myself up as sacrifice for Ash as my first year of staff. Ash actively chased me around with paint, attempting to make me a blood herald. So I believe that part of this is also retribution for that and for joining the Sentinels and not being a blood herald. So yeah, I'm also a Sentinel member. I am not a full member yet. A little salty. It's okay. And generally, I like to think of myself as pretty normal. No, that's not necessarily true, but I like to think it.
I know you'd like to think it. I was just chuckling because I've read your bio. How suspicious. Remember, future one, that one, suspicious. Okay. Izzy or River, who would like to go?
I can go. I'm Izzy. I am also Phoenix Tier staff member. I'm a Trefoil alum myself. I'm a human person, and I like spells. And I've never done anything suspicious in my life. Okay, next.
The important thing is that you believe that. Again, that one is suspicious. Just claiming it. Suspect. Okay. River, last but certainly not least on my kill list. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm River. I should absolutely know better, especially being a past Phoenix tier. I am the Wave Rider head of house. I am currently a Blood Herald as well. And I should know better than this, but I'm still here. And I've also never done anything suspicious in my life ever. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, with all of you claiming you're not suspicious, that's like me being
I never claimed that. I can't lie.
That's probably why, Briar. That's probably why.
Oh, it's exactly why.
Okay, and our lovely fly on the wall is just wanting to give a shout out to Kestrel, and as well as Mercury, who is watching the live stream and monitoring the chat. They're going to be feeding me your comments. When our lovely players start rolling ones, when it happens, you all get to have an input on what they say when critical failures happen, as well as if you have other suggestions. Keep in mind, my ruling is final. I may take the suggestion, I may modify the suggestion, or I may choose to delay a suggestion in favor of the story. So, y'all ready to play? Okay. So let's go ahead and set the scene. We are located out in the mountains of California near one of the ley lines. It is now July 31st. Some of you have had a very interesting summer in which you never actually made it to the regular academy. You went on a mission during Fire Week to find a hearthstone, and it epically failed in spectacular fashion, where you had someone who actually betrayed the academy and went ahead and was suspected of betraying the academy and working for the West Guards. And when you tried to escape from your responsibilities as a faculty member, the head of the academy, Ash, said, "Oh, no, you don't," and sent some of the students to you. Now, Blue Jay, you had a regular, normal term of working at a summer school, so you haven't actually seen the three of them until you've decided to go on this particular trip. So what has brought you out here is you have gone investigating the ley lines because you're trying to track down the instructions for how to install the hearthstone that the students recovered into the actual structure in the abandoned castle. Now, one game off note I do need to mention to people watching the recording, this is a one-shot that's canon to our universe, but not continuous. So I will be taking liberties with some canon. What they do here is not immediately reflected on their characters in future sessions. So just keep that in mind. Think of it like a fanfic in our universe. Okay, continuing. So you've gone to this particular town and you're following the instructions that are on Izzy's cell phone. It's an old style flip phone. And apparently, as much as Ash hates cell phone technology, she can handle texting to this. So you've gotten the address of this general location to go looking for. And it's been a long trip. Some of you have traveled by broom. Some of you have decided to fly because of your ability to shape to alternative forms. Some of you have decided to open up a portal and slip through that way. Different mediums. You all have converged and you have all come to this town. And here you're looking to restock and get ready to continue on your adventure and to try to figure out what has happened to where you can find these instructions. Here's the thing though, the village itself resembles a ghost town now. There's signs of it that civilizations have been here for quite some time, but it doesn't look overly recently. You see, the streets are empty, yet there's still garments hanging on the clotheslines, gently flapping in the breezes. You see there's two malnourished looking horses that are tied up to a hitching post outside of a particular library. The breeze flickers through the town, causing the shutters to slam against the small buildings, breaking the silence. The tall houses are just like tall, silent tombstones. And nestled between all of these are solemn dwellings that are a handful of closed up and boarded up shops. Everyone, go ahead and roll for alertness. So roll your d20 and add your alertness stat. Okay. So River's a 9, Briar's a 10, Blue Jay's a 19, Izzy's a 23. So Izzy and Blue Jay, your attention is, you hear some whimpering. You're definitely not alone. And the whimpering sounds kind of masculine, but young. And it's coming from behind a tree, nearby tree. What do you all do?
Is the tree like close to anything, or is it sort of on its own?
The tree is, oh, it's one of those trees that kind of just dots the street line.
Does anybody else hear that?
I do.
Hear what?
That sound from behind the tree.
I don't hear anything.
Would they, out of character, would they be able to hear it once alerted to the sound?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're able to hear it now as you go ahead and you're listening for it.
Can I try and like kind of like move off to the side and see if I can
Oh yeah.
see it like move around the tree?
Okay. As you go around and peer around the tree, you see that there's actually 2 small children. One looks to be approximately the age of 10. The other one looks to be about 7. The older one is a girl. She is wearing a red and black checkered dress. Upon seeing you, she turns to the 7-year-old and goes, "Ethan, hush, hush." Ethan is clutching this overstuffed, hand-sewn teddy bear that's missing a head, and he's crying. And when he goes ahead and notices you, Briar, he bites back a whimper and steps behind his older sister.
I'm going to like kind of crouch down on the balls of my feet. It's okay. I've already seen you, but I don't want to hurt you. Why are you behind the tree?
I'm Ethan tries to make out, but he's not able to. Pauline's lip starts to quiver, and she says, Peter's still inside."
Who's Peter?
"We couldn't get to him. He's still inside." And she starts to cry.
I'm gonna kind of motion to everyone else.
Inside where?
Colleen goes ahead and raises her finger shakily and points to a mansion that is about 50 feet away. He's still inside. The monster's in there with him. And I can't find Mommy and Daddy.
What monster?
I couldn't get to the nursery. I couldn't get to the nursery. I tried so hard, but I couldn't get there. And
It's okay.
I had
It's okay.
no
Take a deep breath in.
chance.
Take a deep breath in. And out. In. And out. It's okay. You're out of the house. You're safe.
Tried so hard.
I'm sure you did. That's all you can ever do.
I tried.
I'm going to offer the children a hug.
I couldn't rescue them. And the monster, they're still a little scared of you, and they take a step back. Mommy and Daddy said we shouldn't touch strangers.
Overall, good advice.
I'm scared. that the monster's gonna eat him, and I don't know where mommy and daddy went, and I'm scared. And the whole time Colleen is speaking, Ethan has basically kind of become a barnacle and latched himself onto her. And he's still poking his head out. He's still very clearly suspicious of you all. And he's clutching his teddy bear to his chest, and you can see that it's a very well-loved teddy bear.
Quick
We might
question,
be-
does it look like, go for it.
I was going to say, we might be able to help you. Can you tell us anything else about what happened inside?
Well, mommy and daddy told us to stay in our room because the monster is always, the monster has always been there, but the monster was contained. And they said, as long as the monster is contained, we're safe. And it was in the basement. And they told us to go to the room because they needed to fix the sigils around the monster's containment. And it just, I don't know what happened. They didn't come up to let us out. And I know mommy told me to stay in the room, and I know I'm not supposed to leave the room, but I had to because it's been a while and they didn't come up. Why didn't they come up? They should have come up. Yeah, and that's when we heard the howls, and I dragged Ethan out here, and his teddy bear's missing its head now, and he's really upset about that too.
Quick question, for the teddy bear, does it look like it has been lost through regular wear and tear? Does it look like it's been ripped off? Is there anything suspicious on the neck?
The teddy bear itself, let's roll for alertness.
$22.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know the stat. So the teddy bear itself, what you can tell on it is that it's one of those handmade teddy bears, not commercial made. Someone who knew what they were doing when sewing it, sewed it quite well. It's overstuffed limbs. Given how he's clutching it, it's likely the head came off just because the stitching got worn out. It does look quite old. You can see where patches of the fur are missing. The fabric has seen better days. Nothing too overly suspicious beyond a well-loved toy.
How did
Also, for a game off, if I have mend item, do I need all of the pieces of said item to be able to mend it?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, just checking before I offered.
how did you escape the house?
We ran downstairs, and I felt like my heart was gonna come out of my chest, and we burst outside, and then we saw you all, and the creatures howling inside, and I don't want to go back in. But Peter,
It's okay.
Tell you anything about the monster? Anything about it other than that it was a monster?
no, it's just Mom said it was really bad, and we needed to stay away from it, and it's just really bad, and its howls. She shudders.
Did the
I'm going
house?
to kind of beckon the group back and say, do we want to go in there? And if so, I think this might be a little time sensitive.
We can't leave a child in there with whatever this is.
Agreed.
I agree as well. If there's a child in there, we have to.
And I mean, I hate to leave them out here, but it sounds like this isn't a situation where we'd want to split the party.
Yes, I think taking them in is not our best course of action. And if we're in there, we will be easier targets than the children outside. So maybe that'll be another layer of protection.
And I look for a place that might be safe for them to be in the area.
Go ahead and roll for alertness.
11.
You notice that on the other side of the street, there kind of is a bit of a grove. Looks like someone else had a playground there. It's behind a fence.
Okay. I'm going to walk over to the kids, not too close, and crouch down. So
You
we're
have
going.
horns. Why do you have horns?
They're just for fun, just a little dress up.
Okay. And you
It's
have
like-
teeth.
Well, you have teeth too.
Okay.
Well, so we're gonna go and try and help you. Try and get your brother.
He's in the nursery.
Okay.
Where's
Is the
where's
nursery?
the nursery located in the house?
Mhm.
He's nursery's on the 3rd floor
Okay.
below our room.
Which side of the house?
Where was your room?
We're in the attic. That's our room.
Oh, okay.
That the house has 3 floors plus a basement and other things. It's a very old house. It's been in our family for generations.
Are there any other rooms that would be important for you to tell us? You said that your parents went into the basement.
Yeah, it's in the basement. Mommy and Daddy are in charge of keeping the monster contained. They have people who help, but I don't know why they didn't help. If you see my mommy and daddy, please let them know where we are.
Okay. We'll let them know.
Mommy's name is Mary. Mommy's name is Mary, and Daddy's name is Lawrence.
And what was your brother's name again?
Peter,
Peter.
How old is Peter?
only a month old.
Month. And that's why he was in the nursery while you all were in the attic. Do you know why your room was in the attic? Is there or is that just
Mommy and Daddy like to keep us out of trouble. I don't get into trouble that much. Ethan does. I don't.
sound like a good kid?
Which, which side of the house is the nursery on? You mentioned it was under the attic. Is it in the center of the house? Is it by one of the walls? Are there any windows to it?
It's no windows. It's on this side, and she points towards the western side.
Okay.
So I know that you're right here right now. Would we be able to walk you over to that little fence area over there?
She nods her head yes.
Okay. We'll walk you over there, and then we'll have you all stay right there
Okay.
while we go in, okay? Because then you can at least be a little bit safer over there.
Yeah, we don't want to go back in, but I'm
You don't
worried
have
about
to.
Peter. Okay.
We're gonna go in and look for him, okay?
Be careful of the monster.
We will. Do you know anything about it?
Just its howl. Such terrible, terrible howls. And as she says that, Ethan is grabbing his head and just kind of digging his fingers as he's still clutching the bear impressively. And just starts doing this and kind of then drops his hands so he's peeking between his hands. Just its terrible howls.
Howl all the time?
Not all the time, just recently.
Let's head inside before it gets too late.
So you go ahead and you lead the two kids over to the abandoned playground in the back of someone's yard, and both of them promise that they're going to stay there. And then that allows you to then start approaching the house. The house is massive. This is one of those old style mansions back before housing developments became concerned about how much space and how many houses they could cram in a particular neighborhood. And you can see there is some older style architecture, probably dating back to the 1800s. Just from how it's structured, like when passing by, you see wooden square nails used rather than the modern day round circled hammer type. As you approach the mansion, you come across 4 columns at the front of the door. There are 2 large, heavy double doors. Mansion itself, the patio where you're standing is clean. There's no toys or anything scattered, and the yard has been cleared up to this point.
I think we should go by the western side, try and get through a window as close to the 3rd floor as we can get from the start. And once we're out of line of sight on the children, I want to try to use create item a few times to try and make sets of earplugs just before we go in.
Okay. So how would you like to approach that?
The western side or the earplugs?
Which one would you like to go first?
I was planning on doing the earplugs kind of like once we're out of line of sight, just as we're walking and talking.
Okay, yep, you can go ahead and roll for that. Difficulty, I'll let you know once you roll. Okay.
9.
You attempt to make some earplugs. You're not sure how long they're going to last or if they will fit into people's ears. They're a bit misshapen. But it's definitely some kind of stopper.
I will distribute them to people. No promises for how well they work, but it is possibly better than nothing.
Thanks, Briar.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So we're standing in front of 4 columns that are in front of the door.
Yep. So you're standing right now in the main doorway, and you can see where the door is cracked, where you could feasibly just walk in if so desired. I'm going to move you all on roll 20 over to the ground floor. Once this loads.
I would like to check the door and the area around the door for locks and traps.
Okay, go
Same
ahead.
here.
Go ahead and roll me some alertness.
11.
14.
The door itself is unlocked and you sense no traps, neither of you. It's just a very well constructed door. It's approximately about 2 inches thick. Appears to be made out of English oak. This is back in a time before they made doors that you could easily kick down.
Okay. I look over at the rest of the party and said, well, I don't see any locks or traps on the door. Could I cast detect magic on this area?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I just roll a d20 and see if it works?
Yep, roll a d20 and let me know the results.
Okay. Crit fail.
Okay. First crit fail. Fly on the wall, please let me know if you hear any brainstorming in the chat. So, as we are waiting for things, I'll describe you. You go ahead and you begin to roll and to try to detect magic, and you know there has to be magic here just because the fact there's a monster involved. It's sending a huge like pulse to you. It's overwhelming all of your senses, and it just kind of takes away your ability to pinpoint any other source of magic. And it's just radiating, thumbing from below. Not directly below you, but in the general direction of downward, from inside the house. Whatever is there is exceptionally powerful.
Okay.
Otherwise, you are sensing no other magic.
Do we want to go to the nursery as quickly as possible, or do we want to try to go to the basement and learn anything about this creature that we can?
Nursery, we can't save the kid if we're KO'd.
Fair
Nursery
enough.
first.
That, yeah.
I'll step through.
Okay. So you step through the door. What do the rest of you do?
I would like to open and look through the door prior to stepping through.
Okay.
I'm with River on this one.
Also,
Oh, yes.
Briar's inside already.
Briar.
Briar's
Tragic.
moving.
It was already open, you said, yes?
Yep, it's already open.
Okay.
So all of you, the rest of you are kind of, Briar steps in after Blue Jay has relayed that there's no traps and such. And the rest of you are very cautiously poking your head in. And I'll ignore the fact that it's all three current Phoenix tier staff or former Phoenix tiers who are doing that. And you poke your head in, and you're just kind of doing the head stacking. And then the heads look to the opposite directions and then look straight. What you see is a large hallway that runs perpendicular to where you are. It's a little hard to see all the way down. You do see where it opens up into a great hall where there's these large columns. You can easily imagine this from a time when you would be receiving people who would be coming in, or you would be using this as a staging and organizing area. It also kind of occurs to you this might not be a bad place to host the academy if the abandoned castle doesn't work out. I mean, you could have arrival happen right over here and luggage collection happen over here, and yeah.
You know,
But
if this place
in-
wasn't,
Hmm?
if this place wasn't consumed by a monster, this would be a very good place to hold camp.
Built-in mystery.
It's hardly like dangerous things on site have been a deal breaker for the Academy before.
I was gonna say, we have monsters all the time. Maybe we just
Yeah.
bring the students. They would have a great time.
I feel like we shouldn't bring more children into this, at least yet.
Yet.
The other thing that strikes you is it's very clean. The floor has been obviously cared for and well polished.
Does it look like it's been like recently cleaned? Like,
Yeah,
as
It
of
looks
this-
recently cleaned.
like same day recently cleaned?
You can't really tell that, but you do detect the faint smell of apple cider vinegar.
I like this place already.
So Briar is
Really?
still whole of mind and body.
assuming I am, I'm going to cast Tracking Vision on myself.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and cast that.
Before we
19.
Okay. Tracking vision. Are you creating a scrying eye? Is that what you mean by tracking vision?
No, the Tracking Vision, our combat spell, it says like
Oh,
5 minutes
gotcha.
duration. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
see
Yeah.
through living things up to 25 feet away, even through darkness, smoke, solid walls, blindfolds, etc. User can differentiate allies from aggressors. Magical wards and barriers will block the sight can be dispelled.
Okay. So the tracking vision, you go ahead, you see it happen. As it comes up, you go ahead and you notice that as you scan, you're not seeing the faint outline of anything else in the immediate area.
I look over at the
As a control, I'm going to look back at the rest of my party. Did they show up?
They do show up.
Okay.
I want to say, like, to the party kind of quietly, like, before we go any further, I think being stealthy through this house would be the way to go.
Active stealth. Let's go.
Okay.
I don't
Who wish
see
to be
anyone.
stealthy, go ahead and roll for stealth. For those who don't wish to be stealthy, stay as you are.
Lovely knowing you. Ooh, 25.
21.
Everyone believes
Eight.
they're stealthy. Only Blue Jay, Briar, and Izzy are.
I have not rolled above a 4 on any roll
Ooh.
so far.
You know what? Maybe that means you're getting all your bad luck out of the way. Now you'll be fine whenever Eldritch
Yeah.
Horror is in the basement, tries to eat us.
I'm really, really impressed with the cleanliness of this house. I mean, this broom over here, like, it's so lovely. It's so nice.
Love you, but
Okay. So the rest of you, have you stepped into the house yet?
I would like to step into the house.
Okay. Izzy's in the house.
I also step into the house.
River's in the house. Blue
uh,
Jay, the last one.
Blue Jay's in the house.
Okay, Blue Jay now steps into the house. As you step into the house, and all of you venture in about, I want to say 15 feet into the main building, the door behind you closes of its
Don't
own
like
volition.
that.
If I cast Detect Magic, will that terminate the Tracking Vision?
Yep, it will.
Did it like slam shut, or was it like a slow?
It was a slow turn with a very silent E at the very end and a very distinct click.
Sounded like a lock closing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do any of you look back at the door?
Yes.
If I heard
There is
it,
no more door. It is a wall. Bye-bye door.
That's quite bad.
It literally has become an entire stone wall.
Well,
Can I
mean,
cast Dispel
we-
Magic?
You can try.
I will.
if we hold the academy here, then we know that no one will be leaving sight.
Yeah.
sure.
11.
You go ahead and you try to reach down into yourself and summon the energy to dispel this, whatever it is. And you try to push against it, and you get the sensation that something is laughing at you. And Briar, you hear a voice in your head. And it's a very familiar voice. It's Andre's. Oh, do you really think it would be that easy?
You really think I can't come up with something better?
He doesn't respond.
Hello?
Did Briar say that out loud?
Yep, Briar said that out loud.
Briar?
You okay?
I am. I tried to dispel it. It didn't work. There was a voice I recognized in my head. So whatever is in here, it is probably more likely that there is something able to see inside of our head than this individuals who have crossed between realms. So I wouldn't technically discount either. It's also a little bit suspicious that it happened exactly when I tried to dispel it. So there's probably some mental magic shenanigans going around here.
You said all of that so casually.
Okay.
I've encountered weirder.
Well, it's time to start speed running. Where are the
Challenge
stairs?
accepted.
What'd you say?
Challenge accepted. Okay, so as you are all in the Great Hall right now, looking ahead, you notice that there is a couple of options of where you can go exploring. You have a room that's off to your left, more rooms off to your right. There appears to even to be a garden. You can go back in the hallway. There are also, you can go looking for stairs.
I see we start making our way toward the western side.
Okay.
Agreed.
I think so. I'd like to check for traps again.
Yeah,
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Okay, so for those who would like to check for traps, go ahead and roll for alertness, or 1d20, and add your alertness score.
Ooh, 20.
Nice.
16.
22.
You sense no traps. However, you do notice something that's odd. Where's the furniture?
Are there like marks in the floor, like where, like sometimes when you have furniture set down, once you move it, you'll see like there's a section of the floor that had like something sticky on it or lacks dust. And are there any indentations, scrapes that indicates there was furniture once here? Okay.
And I
There's
checked the
no
ceiling for
indication.
furniture.
Maybe it was a dance floor. You never know, guys.
Your eyes drift up to the ceiling and you see a giant vault ceiling. And then some imagery on the ceiling that makes you kind of feel a bit uneasy. Izzy's looking at the ceiling. Briar, you're looking up. I take it your character's looking at the ceiling potentially?
If Izzy's looking up, I probably would have followed their gaze up.
Okay. Blue Jay, River, are you looking up at all or not?
If they start looking at the ceiling, I would also look at the ceiling.
Okay.
I think I would too.
Everyone, roll me a sanity roll.
Oh.
Oh no.
So this is a D100, yes?
Yes, please roll a D100. If you beat your score, you are fine. If you tied your score, you are fine. If you got below your score, let me know.
Hi.
Hi.
Rip.
Okay, so Blue Jay, since you got lower your score, your sanity now drops down to 70. Just as a heads up. All of you, the rest of you, looking up at the ceiling, you see very, very disturbing imagery of different scenes involving, it almost has religious overtones to it. You see individuals dressed in all black robes with black hoods. You see, basically, it's a series of worship scenes. And apparently one of the worship involves sacrifice on an altar. Blue Jay, when you're looking up at it, you see the scenes and then you see the figures moving. And when they turn to you, their heads, there's no eyes. Their eyes are completely black. and they're tilting their heads like they are actually do see you. And then you see their smiles growing, and their jaws unhinge slightly as the smile stretches up and comes up and almost consumes the entire face, then where the eyes come out within the mouth.
I startle back.
Okay.
Like kind of take a couple steps back and like rip my eyes away from the ceiling and then
Okay.
back.
Are you all right?
No. Did none of you see that?
I mean, it's
I
a
mean,
pretty
it's-
nasty ceiling, but
Like I see the images.
When I look back, did it go back to normal or are they still looking at me?
The ceiling now is just all sunflowers and daisies.
Like literally?
Daisy?
It's all little sunflowers and daisies. You don't even see the cult imagery. And then it forms a word that it would have been appearance like blood, just that it's above you. And it says, "You're next. You have been marked." And then you feel something wet hit your hand.
I would like to look at what hit my hand.
There's blood on your hand.
Do we see any of this?
Nope.
Is it like my hand is bleeding or is it just there's
It's,
blood?
it's like someone had dropped a splatter of blood on you.
I look away from the ceiling again, look at my hand. I look back up at the ceiling. What do I see?
The normal imagery of the religious cult.
I look at the blood on my hand and I would like to like hold on one moment. Let me look at my inventory. It's the wrong document.
And we just keep the same imagery is what we see.
Yep, you all have the same exact imagery as before.
I would like to take
All you're doing is seeing Blue Jay do this, stumble backwards, look down at her hand, look up at the ceiling, eyes get big, look back down at the hand.
I would like to take the bar of soap that is in my adventurer's kit
Okay.
and attempt to try and get the blood off my hand.
Okay. You go ahead and you scrub. You see suddenly Blue Jay dive into her pack, pull out a bar of soap, and just start scrubbing it. The soap, you feel it go against your hand and everything else. You see the blood splatter move as you go ahead and you're spreading it. It does appear to seep into your skin, because what's interesting is when you pull back the soap, there's no residue on it.
So the blood just spread.
Well, you saw the blood spread and then it just grew fainter and fainter as if it was seeping into your skin. But there's no sign that the soap itself has been altered.
What are you rubbing at?
You okay?
So when the ceiling changed, it changed. It went from, like, you know, I guess a cult doing culty things to every person up there getting a really, really, like, their eyes just went dark and they like they had like these smiles that overtook their entire face and their eyes moved and they were looking at me. They saw me.
That's bad.
They saw me and then I looked away to see if it would go away. And then the ceiling changed again. And the ceiling, the cult wasn't there anymore. It was a field of flowers with just blood words on it that said "You're next," and now I have blood on my hand that is no longer on my hand and is now into my skin.
Well, that's normally where blood is supposed to be, so
No,
maybe that's a good
Not
thing.
foreign blood.
it's foreign blood in my skin.
Blue Jay,
I said maybe.
Blue Jay, if it is warm, wet, and not yours, you're not supposed to touch it.
It went on me. No, and it like sunk into my skin.
I believe you. That's just simply unfortunate.
I don't like that.
I don't like it
Brought an
either.
umbrella.
I think we should get out of this room.
I think we should get out of this
I
room.
think so.
What
Yes.
are our exit options?
So your exit options is you can head further, going basically to your north, and you can go ahead and enter the rest of the hallway. You can step back into the hallway that's behind you and go either right or left. You see plenty of doorways and plenty of hallways, and you'll have to do a little exploring to find stairs to go to the upper floors or to find your way into the basement.
There's a set of stairs. It looks like there's a set of stairs in the room. Are those not stairs?
Those are not stairs.
Okay, what are they?
Roll for alertness to find out.
I've had enough of examining objects.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So you go ahead and you look at something, and it looks like an illusion of stairs, but they're not actually stairs. And you sense that there's something more to there than anticipated. It's kind of like someone has dropped a glamour over it.
Is this something my tracking vision is seeing through?
No, it's not picking up on it.
Like the tracking vision is not picking up on the fact that they are real or fake?
It's not picking up on the fact that there's something underneath the stairs. Your tracking vision tells you it's stairs just from how it's reacting, but you're not picking up that there's anything actually underneath the stairs itself.
Okay, so it is an illusion, but I can't tell what
What's-
is concealing.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I will relay this to the group.
Okay.
I suspect that we probably don't want to worry about this right now.
I really want to get out of this room.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
let's-
our priority should be normal, real stairs
Yeah.
and not looking too hard at any sort of images.
I-
Let's say
Don't look at
loosely.
the ceiling. Like I'm looking down,
Oh,
looking for the stairs, but at the same time, I am trying to avoid looking at walls and ceilings in general, just while I'm in this room.
Let's
Well, while you're looking down, while you're looking down at the nicely polished with apple cider vinegar flooring, you see faces of the cultists.
They have scary faces.
Yeah, nice. Well, they believe they're lovely. I mean, they have these really pretty all black eyes. The hair looks like it's been just recently wet, very stringy. You see where the skin is starting to decay all around them, underneath their hoods, and they're just peering up at you.
I look
And
away.
they're
from the
smiling.
floor. There is no more floor.
Well, if you're not looking at the floor, you're not looking at the ceiling or the walls around you. Did you just attempt to shut your eyes?
I'm okay. I'm gonna try and look like straight ahead of me. If they are everywhere, so be it. I'm looking
Okay.
where there are the least amount of scary cultists.
All of you
River-
who see Blue Jay just do this.
I'm gonna hold an
Are you all
arm
right?
out.
Blue Jay?
I really want to get out of this room.
I'm gonna hold
I
an
think we
arm
should go
out
forwards.
and say, if you need a lead, let me know. And offer an arm to Blue Jay.
I grab onto River's arm.
Okay. So where are you
I
all
think we
headed?
just keep going straight. I am trying to be stealthy and also alert for traps, magic illusions, sketchy things.
As you're approaching the next room out of the Great Hall, you notice there's a door that is partially open, and it leads into some kind of library or kind of sitting room. You can't really quite tell from where you're standing.
I would like to check for traps.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead and roll for alertness. And take a -2 penalty because you're kind of covering your eyes.
Not 20. Total of 28.
Briar's
Yeah.
been rolling so well.
I have. It won't last long.
Only
Someone
two.
can see traps. Thank goodness.
You sense no traps.
Does anyone else sense traps?
Nope, no one sense any traps.
You said the door was kind of open.
Mhm.
I want to
I'm going
poke
to
it
look
the rest
through.
of the way open with the handle of my broom.
Okay, you take your broom and you cautiously poke the door, and it opens. And what it reveals is this. So I'll move your characters in once you actually go in.
Oh,
So you see a large room, and I'm going to briefly share the screen so the folks that are watching can also see. You see a large room with an oriental rug on the floor, and you notice that there is a table with 3 plates already set out, candles gently flickering, and on the plates appears to be some type of meat pie. You see a bunch of cushions that are right by the fireplace, kind of reminding you of Phoenix Tear's nest in a way, as well as some statues.
What are the statues of?
You see this, well, it's a little, you'll have to get a little bit closer to get a better, clearer opinion of them, to get the detailing, but it looks to be some kind of statue of a figure, a bust, basically the top half of an individual.
Can we see any other doors in the room?
There's a doorway on the other side.
So we entered this room because were we in like a, was like this the only door available?
Well, this was the door that was directly in front of you from the direction you all were going.
Okay, but there were other directions.
Yeah.
Can I tell how long this fire's been going?
I'm sorry, please repeat.
Can I tell how long this fire has been going in the fireplace?
You would have to get closer and enter the room.
Before we go in, do we want to go in here?
What'd you say?
We need to find stairs.
We're going to need to go through multiple doors to do that anyway. I assume we can always leave and go back. I was planning on basically just going through to the other door. But we can
I think we should.
after the front door, I am never going to assume that in this house we can leave and go back.
Excellent point, River.
It might be smart if we have an object to put in said doors, so maybe that they remain doors.
like a doorstop.
Potentially.
I
But-
don't know if that would do anything, but it
I don't know
probably wouldn't
either.
hurt. So sure.
I also don't know how much I want to touch in any of these rooms.
We're going to need to touch something. We
Yeah.
don't have a lot of time, so we either need to go through and take our chances or leave and find another room and take our chances there.
I'm happy to walk through. I'm happy to go back and try a different room if we'd like.
I think we should just commit to this room.
We can commit, and then hopefully on the other side there's like a hallway. I don't know.
So you choose to go into the room?
Yes, we have already looked for traps by the door in the room. I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
Six.
You sense no magic beyond the thrumming that is coming from below.
I'm going to take one step in.
You cautiously poke your head in the doorway.
Is that a skeleton on the ground? Wait, no, hold
There
up.
are two.
Don't say
There's
that.
two. There's
I'm
two.
taking one. Once I notice that, I take no more steps in.
Okay, you take one step in and you notice there are two skeletons on the ground and you freeze.
There's one in the bottom right corner as well.
Bottom
Okay.
right.
Oh,
and
that was the one I saw first.
And
Oh,
there's
top left as well.
then there's a hand on a table.
There is. I'm going to.
Perfectly innocent mansion. I don't know what you all are so nervous about.
How suspicious.
I'm going to assume if it isn't mentioned, I don't see it and not worry about it.
Do you all see
I-
those
So,
skeletons?
Izzy, you go through the door.
I go through the door.
Okay, Izzy's in the room. Briar
Hold on,
is.
don't come in. Don't come in. Stop. There's
Well,
skeletons.
I already did it.
Yep.
Come on.
Briar
I'm
is
telling
already in the
River
room.
and Blue Jay. I'm telling
Okay.
River and Blue Jay, don't come in. There are skeletons.
So are we
What's
leaving?
who
What-
hasn't seen a skeleton in their time? That could mean anything.
I've seen a lot of skeletons.
I-
That doesn't mean they're necessarily a good omen for us.
I also have seen a lot of skeletons. That doesn't mean I have them in my house.
You do. There's one.
Yeah, it's in your body.
Oh, then there's two.
It's a
Wait,
bad house. We know it's a bad house. We gotta get out of here.
wait, so are we
I'm going to.
what we can't split the party here.
I'm
can't.
happy to walk through.
Okay.
River steps
gonna-
in.
Yeah, we have to go in together. Like we
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
Okay.
so
So you all step in. You step in. The door behind you remains open.
Okay, I would like to
For
try
now.
to stealthily cross to the other side.
Well, stealth with purpose.
Stealth with purpose.
Okay. All of you attempt to, if you would like to stealth, go ahead and re-roll since you've been talking while stealth.
at 20.
Yay, Blue Jay.
Blue Jay is stealthy. River is not stealthy.
I didn't get
Izzy
to
is
add.
stealthy.
It's at 11. 11 total for that.
Okay. Briar is stealthy. Everyone is stealthy except River. Blue Jay has become one with the shadows, which is kind of fitting because that's what the shadows wanted anyway. So you know what? It works.
Lean into
Shady
it.
coming in clutch. All right.
Okay.
So you step into
Go-
the room. So a couple things you've noticed about this room is that there are red velvet drapes that hang over on the wall, but there's no windows there. And you see the table is actually an exquisite mahogany desk. And there are two large portraits hanging above the firewall. And you can also get a better look at the busts that are over here and over here of the figures. From the angle where you were in the doorway, all you could tell was that they were of hooded individuals. But now you're able to, since you're in the room, you'll be able to go ahead and take a closer look if you'd like.
I don't think so,
Oh,
no.
no.
They're hooded individuals. Blue Jay does not want any of it.
I say we stealth with purpose toward the door and get out.
Yep.
I'm going to look at the door for traps before I touch it
I want to
or
avoid
anything else
the
suspicious.
meat pies.
Okay, so no exploring the room at all.
What did
Okay.
you say
No.
about the pies, Blue Jay?
I said no getting close to the meat pies because that's
I had no intention of that, thank you.
good.
Yeah. River
Trust me.
like like looks and is staying as far away from them as possible.
Oh, they smell absolutely delicious.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
She's staying as far away from them as possible.
You feel something
going-
thud in your backpack, River. Give
One
a
more
thump.
time. Oh,
You
I
feel
knew
something
it.
give a thump in your backpack.
Girl, what?
No, we're going. River continues to walk.
Thump. Thump.
Do we hear this?
Oh, you hear the thump.
What is in
River,
your backpack?
River, is that what I think it is?
Is that
I
your-
don't know why it might be what you think it is.
Why did you bring it?
It's only a couple pages.
Thump. Thump.
Let's get out is the thing. I'm going to examine the door for any traps, suspicious things, illusions, yada yada.
You stare at the door. You notice there are some runes that are carved into the door itself. So the particular runes that you see and I'm gonna draw this out onto a whiteboard for you all. And heads up, my drawings are not the greatest. So you see a feather in the upper corner. You see an eye. Then you see a tree. And then you see a sewing needle with
Do
thread.
these are these runes that happen to look like these things? Runes of these things, or like depictions of these things, if that is
So what
a
you do,
clear enough distinction.
yeah. So what it looks like is you have runes that are of these things carved into the wall or into the door.
Feather eye tree. Okay. Can I just cast detect magic?
Sure, go ahead. You just let me know the results.
17.
Okay, it's definitely magical.
Do I gather it for detect magic? There's a thing where like the
You can tell that it's some type of locking mechanism. And in order to do it, you're going to need to figure out how to unlock the door. And the runes are tied to that. And it's going to need to be something that more than one mage power is going to be needed.
the feather eye. So do I wait, hold on, sorry, give me just a second to look at the description for the thing of that. Do I get the sense that like magic needs to be cast on it?
You get the sense that it can definitely receive magic.
Can I make an insight check to see if the open lock utility spell will work?
Okay.
Like,
You get the sense. Go ahead and roll.
because I don't want to cast things on it that it doesn't like.
Did we establish that the door is in fact locked in the first place, or is it just closed?
Well, you actually haven't tried to touch the door yet.
Well, I mean, wait, is Briar communicating this information to the group?
Yes.
Okay. Like if you're communicating that this is a locking mechanism. Oh, that's the wrong type of dice. One moment. 18.
Okay. The sense when you detect magic on it, it is definitely some type of magical lock that
I
is
think
active.
so. I have the detect magic running. Okay, so it is locked. Yes.
And for the inside is you've seen kind of locks like this before where it takes a certain combination in order to lock. Now, sometimes actions have consequences, so you might want to select carefully because you're not sure what it may or may not do.
Yeah, I'm not going to cast open lock on this door. That seems.
You think it may?
And this is not a basic lock.
Yeah.
Do you think it may be?
So you said it requires multiple mages?
Multiple mages.
That seems a little strange for inside a regular house. I don't know.
This
Doesn't.
is not a regular house.
What would
No,
make you think that's where we are?
It is, but presumably behind it, you would either have someone who would need to have additional magic item on them to be used for this, or whatever is beyond that door is something that you would not go into without multiple people. If it is just the simple access to the next floor, it's possible it's paranoia and they want both parents to be able to go up there at the same time. But it's also possible that parents would want to like go up and down the stairs one at a time. Throwing that out there.
Does anyone know? I'm looking at the different runes, and I know the spell mend item. Does anyone know like a featherfall spell or
Featherfall.
something to
I
do
have
with
Featherfall.
seeing?
I have
And
detect
then-
magic. I also have
Well-
petal storm.
Because I was wondering if these are potential
I have
types of
scrying
magic
eye.
spells.
I have talk to plant.
Okay, so we have between us mending, featherfall, scrying eye, talk to plant. Might as well.
Like
I don't know if that is the correct answer. There might be some looking that we need to do in this room to find, but those match semi.
Try it.
Maybe we should
Let's
look around the room to see if there's anything else that presents itself as a solution, but I also feel good about this.
Well, we have to. Well, Briar's insight, like Briar said, that the door receives magic.
Mm-hmm.
So there's most likely not gonna be something in this room that's like,
I would rather
we
take
do
our
it.
chances
Provide
with
magic.
this than poke around in the room.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
If this
this.
doesn't
agree.
work, we can do that. Yeah. So on 3, we'll cast the appropriate spells.
So, okay, let me know who's going to be casting what.
I will be
Uh,
casting scrying eye.
Okay.
I will be casting mend item.
Okay.
Featherfall.
Okay.
I have concerns that this
Talk
might
to
eat this.
plant.
So
Quite probably.
what we're going to
Yep.
do is I'm going to have you all roll and then just report back your results, please.
Okay.
2.
10.
13.
Yep.
I've been
Yay.
rolling so badly.
What did you get, Blue Jay?
2.
2.
Not a 1. It's not a 1.
Not a 1.
Okay. So you go ahead, all of you who reach down and you attempt to summon your utility spells. And as you do so, Blue Jay, you try to channel it. You really do try to channel the spell. 3 of the icons fade out. And the only one that remains is the feather.
Can I try again?
Yes, you may try again.
You got it, Blue Jay.
Nat 20.
Yay!
You're like, oh no, this utility spell is not gonna beat me. And you just reach down and you just blast it with Featherfall. The door promptly unclicks, and as it does so, a panel on the door pops open as well, in addition to the door itself, a secret compartment.
What's in the compartment?
Okay.
I'm not touching, just looking.
Yep.
So there's a piece of parchment in the compartment, or it looks like a series of parchments in the compartment, all taped together to one page. But you'll have to pull it out before you can look at it.
I would like to check for traps.
Okay, roll for alertness.
15.
You sense no traps on it.
We good?
Who wants to do this?
I can touch it.
Okay. So
I grab it.
River, you go ahead and grab it and you pull out, and what you see is a collection of pages. And it looks like this. And it's all taped to one piece of parchment. Creatures, pictures, symbols, runic things. Ryer, please roll for insight.
Give me just a second. Okay. Natural 20.
Okay, so what you remember from your days of working with your mentor about ancient societies involving Gaia. There were civilizations back then that would dedicate themselves as a way of dealing with all the terror that was out in the world. They would actually worship very powerful beings who they thought may or may not protect them. And some of these symbols are reminding you of research into shadowers from the realm of Nephrium, where they would go ahead and they would be looking at the cult of Ru. The cult of Ru was thought to have gone extinct easily a century, 2 centuries ago. They had a dedication of trying to summon Ru from Nephrium, from the necropolis, and bring Ru into this realm. It involved lots of ritual sacrifice. The ritual itself had never actually, to your knowledge, had ever been attempted, though, because one does not lightly attempt summoning spells. If you don't complete sacrifices, things go wonky real fast. But looking at the imagery of the drawings, you see a drawing of Ru in the upper corner, and the various symbols. It's possible that's the cult that you're dealing with.
I will relay this to the group. And is Ru an entity?
Ru is a very, very powerful shadower. So in Nephrium, there are different types of shadower creatures. Sometimes we like to call these eldritch terrors, among the Mudanes. There's all these different names for them. Ru is pretty high up there in the hierarchy, though. And one of Ru's greatest joys or desires is to come into this realm. Because if Nephrium can come into this realm, it can consume this realm.
I will relay this to the group.
It's amazing.
Bad.
Classic way of summing it up, Izzy. Bad.
Ew.
I will return shortly. I'm going to run to the restroom. Until then,
Cool.
River will be puppeting Briar. Please don't.
Okay, so the rest of you have all that info that Briar has just relayed.
Is there any information on here about like the cult itself, other than they're trying to summon this creature?
There isn't much information on the parchment that you have just pulled out. However, there might be more information around the room.
You know, I'm so good. I would like to look into the next room, but not go in.
Okay. So you go ahead and you peer. So looking into the next area, let's move you over here. You peer into what appears to be some kind of hallway that opens up. It looks to be some kind of, where is it? Let me move you all over. It opens up into an area that is kind of almost a chapel style in appearance. So you see a little hallway and then it opens up into this room right here.
I don't like
And
this.
it's perfectly innocent.
This is so innocent.
Does anyone want to look around that other room more with the food? The food skeleton room.
Food skeleton room. I mean, as much as I want to prioritize the saving as the child, destruction of the realm, bad.
Bad. I agree.
Bad.
Because we could stay in that room and look around. We could also go into this next room.
Dang it, you're right.
Bad.
Stupid moral compass. All right, sure.
Are there any other exits from the chapel that we can see?
You can see there's a doorway on the back side of the chapel that appears to be open. It looks like there's a hallway behind it.
That might be the stairs.
I think I'd like to look around the other room.
So you want to go back to search the room with the two skeletons?
Yes, if the rest of you would like to avert your eyes, I would.
I am
That's
happy to
bad.
help you search for because we could take a few minutes to search and then continue.
Okay.
What's happening?
I think that we avoid the skeletons as much
We
as
avoid the
humanly
skeletons.
I agree, avoid the skeletons. Briar, we are going
Oh,
to
you don't want to
do-
loot the body?
No.
I don't think it counts as a body if there's just bones.
Bones go rattle, rattle.
I fear the body looting me.
Briar, we're going to take a quick look around this room for potentially any more information about the end of days and this
Love that.
cult.
Is the truth saying anything about looting the bodies?
Okay. So you go ahead. If you want to search the room, go ahead and roll me some alertness.
Let's do it.
7.
17.
25. I've been rolling so well so far.
Doing so well.
This is
Natural
ridiculous.
We
Natural 1 for an 8.
2 nat ones.
Yes. No, just the one.
No, like Izzy got one, right?
No,
I have
Is he got a
no-
nat
Izzy commenting
2?
on yours. I thought Izzy was saying they also got a nat one.
This is coming. Okay, I leave. Do we have 2 nat ones?
one that one.
No, just one, just one. I thought
Okay.
Izzy commenting on River's nat one was them saying they got another one.
Gotcha. Okay. So fly on the wall. Is that the suggestion that they're making? Or not on the one? Okay. So fly on the wall, if you could ask those students who are playing along with us if they have suggestions for failing the one. Meanwhile, I will go ahead and let the other people know what they found out. So let's see. Briar, you got a 25. Blue Jay, you got a 17. So the process of Blue Jay and Briar, when you're searching, you wander over to where the busts are of the two cultists. And what you notice in them is they are made out of marble. And there's a little plaque underneath of them, and one of them reads Mary Holt, and then the other bust reads Lawrence Holt.
Their cultists. It's the parents. The parents are cultists.
It seems a likely possibility.
Well, the parents' names are Lawrence and Mary.
Yes. I said it seems most likely. It's also possible there's some other, like this was their study. And so it's possible they were just arrogant people.
Are they wearing
And enjoyed
are they wearing the cultist robes in the bus?
They're wearing the robes and the hoods.
Oh,
and
never
everything.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind then,
Probably
yeah.
cultists.
I thought they were just like, right. Sorry, in my head, I thought they were like regular busts.
This is
Then yes, that seems the most likely alternative. Okay.
Are there any busts of children in the room?
There are no other busts of children in the room. However, there is a lovely array of food over on the table.
I want to ignore the food on the table.
I don't eat much meat. Too much iron in there disagrees with me. So there are there two skeletons?
You see the two skeletons. The skeletons look to be humanoid, and they look like they have been gnawed on.
By a
Meanwhile,
large animal, small animal, like, are we talking
something
bear,
with
rat?
lots and lots of teeth.
Keith?
Lots and lots of teeth. This doesn't look like a dog has gnawed on it. This doesn't look like a rat has gnawed on it. This looks like a chainsaw has gnawed on it.
Do the teeth look like they were big? Or like there were small, but a lot of them, big, but a lot of them?
Big and a lot.
Okay.
Meanwhile, River. Okay, so you just feel kinetically drawn over to that foot or to those pies because of that book. You feel yourself be drawn over to where, and it just smells
Do we see this?
absolutely amazing.
Do we see
well,
River
you
walking
will-
over to the pies?
Well, you're busy studying the bus and the skeleton, so you don't quite see this. River, you make your way over towards the pies, and the cook in you, the chef in you, is just amazed that anything could smell this delectable. Go ahead and roll a we'll say mind or mental stat and take a -4.
Oof. It smells so good.
Yeah, it smells absolutely amazing.
4 total.
Oh my god.
You reach down and
No, that's a 0
you
total.
can't stop yourself. You're just so drawn to it, and you are kind of just starting to salivate a little bit, but part of you is just like, I need to get this recipe. I need to get this recipe. And one of the best ways, as a chef would know, or as you'll know, is to taste something to figure out how is it made. So you proceed to then pick it up and take a nice swallow bite and swallow. Meanwhile, the rest of you see this now. You see River has gone over and proceeded to help herself to one of the pies.
River, no.
I'm gonna use telekinetic pull to yank the pie away from River while I am running over to River to try and yank her away from the table.
Okay, go
As,
ahead. Yep.
as it's potentially being pulled away, can I attempt to take like a handful of the pie to like eat another bite?
Yeah, there is. You can go ahead and take another handful. Plus, there's 2 other pies within reach.
Ooh,
That's why I said
Perfect.
I'm booking it for River to try and drag her away.
Okay,
River,
So-
I know you're a dragon, but you
Briar, go ahead.
Yes.
not
You go ahead and you do your roll. River, why don't you go ahead and do a reflux roll to resist? 1d20 plus reflux.
10.
24.
River, you just pounce on those pies. Okay, and you are just going ahead and cramming them into your mouth. They taste absolutely divine. It is the best thing ever. And you're
Is Briar near me?
I'm booking it toward you to try and drag you away.
Has River eaten all the pies?
let's figure that out.
If there is an untouched pie, I would like to attack it.
Just because if there is someone near me who has not tried the pie, I might.
There is a half of one of the pies left.
How close is it to River?
Within reach.
I'm grabbing River and trying to.
You should really try this
Drag her.
pie.
No,
You should.
Iron disagrees with my system.
River, you hear a voice within your head. Maybe Briar just needs a taste.
I agree. Briar, eat this. And I'm trying to like shove it.
Okay,
Nope.
so we are now having a bit of a wrestling match going on. River, please roll for 1d20 plus strength. Briar, please roll 1d20 plus strength, and let's see who comes out on top.
25. Oh,
Ooh.
Oh no.
Can I try to assist Briar in pulling her away?
Well, let's. Okay, so hang on one second. So Izzy, you want to try to assess? Let me.
May I stand far away and cast Purify?
Okay, so Blue Jay, you're going to back up. So there's going to be a moment of opportunity where River can try to force Briar to consume the pie. Izzy, you're going to have to get over to where River and Briar are first. So there's still a bit of an opportunity, but then you can try to join in the wrestling match. So River, you managed to pin Briar down and you cram the pie into Briar's mouth and shove your hand on top of Briar's face to kind of hold Briar over there.
I'm
it's
desperately trying not to
delicious.
swallow it. I'm trying not to swallow it.
You're trying not to swallow. Izzy, now you come over, roll a 1d20 plus strength to try to pull River off of Briar. River, you're going to roll a 1d20 plus strength to resist, I imagine.
15.
7.
Izzy, you're tugging on River, but River is holding firm, trying to basically force Briar, where the only option you have for breathing is to swallow in order to breathe. River is doing her absolute best to coax you to eat this pie.
It's so good. It's so good. Just eat
Can
it.
I-
Just try it. It's delicious.
But can I use my I assume I am not asphyxiating it immediately.
No.
Can I use minor illusion to make an image of a fire in my hand and hold it out to River?
Yeah. Go ahead, but you're going to take a -2 for concentration because you're
Okay.
kind of in a stuff.
Yeah, that's totally justified.
Can I get within 10 feet of River and cast Purify on River?
Okay, so you're going to be able to cast Purify, Blue Jay. Briar rolled a 1 with casting an illusion. Our amazing students, please pass your suggestions forward.
-1.
It have one.
Meanwhile, Blue Jay, you get within 10 feet. Go ahead and cast Purify.
9.
I stand behind my idea,
You-
just not the execution.
It's a good idea. So, Blue Jay, you go ahead to cast Purify, and in the process of trying to cast Purify, you're a little just, oh my word. We have the head of a house trying to force feed another
of my
staff member.
house.
Eat this. It's delicious. I'm just like screaming at Briar.
Yeah, so you see River screaming at Briar, Izzy trying to pull a River off. River is just like rooted in place. It throws off the concentration for casting the spell. So Fly on the Wall, please let us know what suggestions people have.
Briar, you just have to try the pie. It's so good. Just swallow. It's okay. Just eat this. It's delicious. Swallow this. Swallow this. It's really good. Briar. Briar, eat this. Briar, trust me. You can trust me, right? Briar, I'm your friend. Eat this. Eat it. It's delicious.
River, don't you want a drink to go down with this delicious pie?
It's so good you don't need it. Try some. I'm holding a fistful out towards Blue Jay.
I step
Eat this,
forward,
Blue Jay.
I'm like, I'm
Jay?
vegetarian. I can't
If-
eat.
That's
If the spell
okay.
doesn't work,
It's okay.
No.
Just
I
eat
would,
this.
if the
Blue Jay.
spell doesn't work, can I use my remaining time before I start to asphyxiate to
Well,
blink step away?
unfortunately, Briar,
If I don't, then oh well,
it's you swallow the pie.
tragic. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It is the most delicious thing you have ever tasted.
No.
I mean, you love the Academy's cooking. It's phenomenal. This is even a step beyond this. This is beyond Quidditch Player's Pie. This is what Quidditch Player's Pie could be. It is so epically tasted, and you just feel overwhelmed with the urge of everyone should try this.
Can I try and cast Purify again?
How
So Blue Jay, you get ready to try to cast Purify as Briar and River's heads both look over at you simultaneously.
close is
And
Izzy to me since
Izzy's
they tried
right
to
next
pull
to
me?
you. Yep.
I would like to grab Izzy.
Okay. So Blue Jay, you go work to cast Purify. River, 1d20 plus strength. Izzy, 1d20 plus strength.
Oh boy. I'm weak. Ah!
River tackles Izzy as Blue Jay casts Purify. And as it purifies, River, you pause, holding Izzy's mouth shut with food underneath. Izzy, roll a 1d20 plus mental to make sure that you don't accidentally swallow by the force of being knocked to the ground and having the food.
Ooh.
Okay.
Willpower.
Yeah, you keep it in. So you have the ability to spit it out as the purify washes over the entire party.
Oh, the entire party?
Yeah.
Oh, so am I good?
Yep, you're good too.
I push off and stumble back from Izzy. I'm so sorry.
I recognize that you weren't entirely in your right mind, but geez.
Um,
It was really good pie.
I would believe
It
it.
was. It was, I just think
Don't
that we
eat
need to
it.
set a good example in the future of students of asking consent before sharing food. We want to be allergy conscious.
Everyone, please roll a sanity check.
Did you say River? Briar?
Everyone,
Everyone.
or everyone who drinks
Everyone.
the pie.
Everyone.
Oh,
There are many benefits to not having rolled a very high score initially.
I rolled a really
Yeah.
high score initially.
But Blue Jay has a buffer. We don't. I'm good.
So,
Good.
Blue Jay, you are now, Briar is good. River, are you good or are you close?
I'm very close, but I am good.
Okay. So everyone is good. No. Disappointed.
Oh, you'll have more time.
Wait, wait, I'm good?
Try not to sound too sad.
No, you're
Ash.
not good. No, I have Blue Jay.
Oh, dang it.
So
I hide
Blue
behind
Jay, you go ahead and you look over at the pies and you notice that there's a ring
I knew it. I knew it.
sticking out of one of the pies.
I knew it.
You're secretly engaged.
And there seems to be something attached to the ring. And when you get up to take a little bit of a closer look, you see that it's a finger.
I knew it. Oh no.
Is she saying this out loud?
No, you just hear Blue Jay going, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it.
I back away.
I think we should give River a little bit more credit than being immediately overcome by any enchantment.
Do y'all I point at the pie and I'm like, hey, look, a shiny.
Shiny?
Look
Did
at the
it-
pie.
Yeah.
What's the shiny?
Look at the pie. You do see something in the pie.
What's in
It
the
is a
pie?
ring with the finger attached to it.
What kind of finger?
Are human pies.
Kind of a ring finger.
Like, does it look like a normal human? Does it look decayed?
It
Does-
definitely looks like it's been partially decayed and baked.
Okay. I'm no longer human, so I don't think this quite counts as cannibalism for me.
It's
Blue
definitely
Jay
not
and
for
Izzy.
me.
Oh no.
Izzy, please roll another sanity check.
Briar, I am.
Well, that was a
so
5.
sorry.
Izzy
What'd you
joins
say?
me in the playground territory. Okay, Izzy, you deduct 5 points from your sanity score. So that means you are now at a 43. For
Do
those,
I deduct sanity points?
yep, you deduct 5 points as well for if we're losing as well. So you're down 5 more. For those who are watching this, we have something called sanity scores. Because this is a horror campaign, if they drop below a certain point, their character is KO'd for the rest of the one shot. They join the darkness side, the darkness. Okay, so Izzy, this just absolutely freaking horrifies you that this happened. It is beyond distressing.
Are you okay, Izzy?
And what you see,
Pulling out the papers.
oh yeah, I got the papers. So what you go ahead and you see in one of the little bandana, or in one of the pies, is the little bit remains of a red bandana.
What?
Just Izzy sees this?
Just Izzy sticking out of one of the pies.
No.
Are you okay, Izzy?
No.
Okay.
This is a bad
Breathe in.
room. I don't want to be
Breathe
in this room anymore. I'm
Breathe in.
leaving. I'm leaving.
You know, good choice.
I go into the chapel.
I would also like to leave.
I
Okay.
will follow. And River, I apologize for attempting to use one of your worst fears against you. I just really wanted to breathe.
You know, again, I understand. I'll be honest. I think it would have been worse if it had worked. However, I am very sorry for force feeding you pie.
Okay. So all of you burst into the chapel, deciding that last room.
I never said I went in.
I didn't say that.
I
I
didn't
I
do.
say
said I
I'm
will
that.
in
follow.
there.
I did not say I'm going in. I'm taking
I
interest.
absolutely did. I will fully own
Okay.
that. I absolutely said I walked into the chapel.
So River and Izzy both run into the chapel while Blue Jay and Briar hang back, still not yet traumatized enough by that last room. So apparently I have to try harder. So you watch, you can go ahead and detect traps, or you just had to try to detect traps for you already. River and Izzy looking into the chapel. Yeah, I am. I kind of have to. You see a person in further down, right over here. And they are being stretched out on the far side. They're hanging at the far end. Their wrists and their ankles are in shackles. And they are suspended halfway in the air. And the shackles reach up to the ceiling into the floor. And they're screaming.
Are they like starfish?
Starfished.
Okay.
This isn't better.
So these are people?
Come on.
This
Ew.
this was a person. Now this person wasn't here beforehand.
Bad.
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 Do Blue Jay and I see this from the door?
Oh yeah, you see this from the door. Would you care to flee back into the other room?
Is this person screaming at something or just kind
Oh,
of
they're
screaming?
screaming, get me down, get me down. Oh my, I
Breathe in.
It hurts, it hurts. Oh my God, it hurts.
Okay.
It hurts.
I'm going to cast detect magic.
Okay.
And we're gonna roll for that.
Can I look to see if there's anything else / anyone else
Magic.
in the room?
You see no one else in the room.
Question. Is the
Right.
chapel, are there like pews in
Um,
this room?
Yeah, there are pews, and you can tell that this is probably where they held some religious services for the cult.
Do they have like books
Um,
in the pews?
go ahead and roll for alertness to see.
Detect magic was 7.
Okay, there is definitely magic happening in this room. There's magic on the chains. There is magic as well on the pedestal. Yeah,
Do I detect
sorry.
any on the person? Like, do I think there's an illusion? Is this not even a person?
You're not
Can I tell?
100% sure. The spell kind of gives you a blue screen of death when you try to scan the person itself.
I don't like that.
It's beyond the realm and capabilities of what the spell can handle.
I really
This
don't like
person
that. That's
wasn't here
incredibly
before.
suspicious.
Blue Jay, you do find a book in one of the pews.
Please don't read it and go insane.
Don't touch the book
Could give
unless
it-
it says not suspicious on it. Then don't touch it.
I cast detect magic on the book.
You detect magic on the book. The book has no magic.
Is this a good book or a bad? What does the cover of the book say?
The entire book the cover is actually really, really old. It's hard to read the wording on it. It's very, very fragile in appearance.
And that's the only book?
That's the only book.
Is there any particular place it was, or was it just like a random pew?
It was just a random pew.
Can I roll insight on the book?
Sure.
To see if it's like a book, or if I open it, it will do something incredibly damaging to my brain.
Sure.
17.
Okay. So you're kind of really torn right now. On one hand, what you have seen of this mansion itself, that it has the ability to play to people's particular fears, makes you a little suspicious of what things could do. However, this appears to be some kind of book that would probably, by just rationality of where it is versus the space, it looks to be some kind of worship document.
Maybe we just take it with us and don't read it now, but still have a copy with us.
Roll for alertness.
Myself or Briar?
Blue Jay, please.
Okay. 25.
Hey.
You do see there's a piece of parchment sticking out from within the book itself.
I would like to. Can I roll alertness on the book to see if it's trapped if I try to move it?
Yeah, go ahead.
19.
There is a trap. On the book. The needle. It's possible to tinker and disarm it.
I would like to try to do that. My tinkering is not very good, but I would like to try.
Okay. You
19.
managed to successfully engage the locking mechanism on the poison needle so it doesn't stab you. And you're able to pick up the book.
Okay. So that was to keep the book like in place, or to like open the book?
That was to open the book safely.
Okay. But it looks like if I move the book, it's fine. It's just a
Yeah.
movable.
And there's a piece of parchment inside the book.
Okay. I'm gonna use a prop now. So I found this book. Actually, I have older books. I have a book that's falling apart that would work very well for this.
Okay.
So I found this book.
Ooh.
Why did you find this book?
I think so. It was trapped, but I disarmed it. I think this is a book about the cult.
I say we take it with us.
It has like
Yeah, I want to leave through the other door in the room. I don't have time for this screaming person, and I don't think they're
He's-
real.
My
Yeah.
detect magic is giving kind of,
Okay.
it doesn't know how to process it.
Okay,
Bad.
I'll take the book with us.
Okay, so you're leaving the parchment inside the book and just putting both in your bag.
Yes.
Izzy, you say you don't have time for this, so you are just going to start crossing the hallway.
Yes.
As you're approaching the guy who's screaming, you're getting closer and closer. His screaming starts getting louder and louder as the chains constrict more and more, pulling out his limbs. Do you keep going?
I would stop.
Do we like? What does this person look like?
It looks like an individual who a townsfolk. Person was wearing jeans and a t-shirt that says "Go You Cal." They look battered and bruised. And as you approach, the chains get more and more, and he starts screaming, and you hear the sounds of
Easy
ripping.
back up. Easy back up. Easy back up.
Fine, I back up.
Please,
this might be
all I did was try to deliver a package. I will never work DoorDash again.
Does anyone have like? So here's the thing. If this is a person, I would love to get them down. I don't know if it is. Detect magic is kind of giving, not that there's magic there, but also that not that there isn't magic there. It doesn't quite know what to do with it. If someone else wants to double check, that would be great.
Well, because also, if this talks about certain amounts of sacrifices and things, I don't super want to leave a person here to be sacrificed.
Yeah.
Do you want to read the book?
Do
I
we
don't
have any means of
think
getting
there's-
them down?
Yeah, I'm sure we do.
I am sure we could.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any detect magic
What
or
I'm
anything
concerned
of the
about,
sort?
do I know if in the ritual there's anything about like possession? So what I don't want to happen is this be an actual person with like some part of Rue or a minion of Rue like inside of them. And then we let them free.
So what you remember of the cult of Rue is possession. While possession is possible, Rue would have to be fully out. The ritual would have to be fully completed in order for possession to happen. Now, whether or not that has already occurred remains to be seen. You don't know that.
I think if someone else could double check the detect magic, that would be lovely.
Okay.
I think if it shows up less suspicious, I think we can probably get them down.
Yeah. I also have detect magic, so I can try. Not any better.
Yeah, you know there's magic. Your spell just does not know what to interpret this.
Briar, didn't you have that spell that would tell us if someone was a friend or foe or person kind of thing?
Tracking vision, it says differentiates, I think, allies from aggressors.
Mhm.
I think, what's the verbiage on that? That's a very fair point. It says user can differentiate allies from aggressors. Yeah, sure. I will cast tracking vision on myself and stare at this person.
Okay.
Give me a second. Roll and pray.
Oh,
Tragic.
You get the impression when you try to cast a spell, you're not able to tell whether friend or foe. The guy's actively begging you. He has seen you all, and I don't know what kind of Halloween costume is going on or Halloween party is going on. Get me down. All I tried to do was deliver a chicken sandwich.
I think we shouldn't get him down. My question was more about, do we have the physical means to get him down?
We can figure out a way.
What is the way?
I said we'll figure one out.
I have multiple like ice spells I could potentially hit it with to brittle and break.
Yeah, all of the
Chains.
spells that I have would just hurt him. So
I would like to cast tagged target on the man before we take him down,
Okay.
which basically increased rolls to hit that target and like a stealth penalty if that person tries to hide from you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just in case.
It's a perfectly innocent victim being
18 for
perfectly
that.
innocent, tortured in a perfectly innocent mansion. Your tracking spell is successful. You go ahead and you cast and you definitely tag that person.
Cool.
Can I
let's
just
get
do
him
a
down.
real fast additional insight check? Like, is this just a person?
Sure.
I also have a dispel magic. I'm saying this to the group.
I-
I have a dispel
yeah.
magic as well. We could, in theory, cast a dispel magic if this is some sort of illusion or something. It would then
Okay.
affect that. If not,
Yeah.
nothing happens.
You can try that.
That's fair. I think in about 5 seconds, I think we cast on him, then the chains, then we can
Love.
get him out. Insight
I'm
24.
So this is your insight roll, right?
Yes.
You're not picking up any other signs that this would not actually be a person. It's a little hard to see how the chains are connected to the body, though. Normally, you would expect to see some kind of shackle putting the chain from what you have seen growing up. The chain, there's no obvious connection point to the limbs that you can see. But all the other senses that you have indicate that this is a person. I mean, there's a smell.
There's what?
There's a smell. Illusions don't have smells unless it's a smell-specific illusion. There's smells. So all your other senses are telling you that this is indeed a person. But it's kind of odd that the shackles, how are the chains actually connected?
I don't necessarily think it's not a. I don't necessarily think it's an illusion. I just want to make sure it's like a human person and it's
Yeah.
not something
The
pretending
blood
to
smells
be one.
human. The blood smells human.
Okay.
The fear smells
I
human.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the chain, one of the chains by his arm.
Do you tell us what you saw?
Yes. I tell this. Yes.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's possible.
I do.
I think that
Can I look directly to see if I can find a connection point?
Do you get closer?
How close am I?
Well, right now you're standing further back in the hall. Only Izzy was the one that moved.
Then I would
Okay.
probably move to the same point where Izzy is.
Okay. You move up to the halfway point where Izzy is. You can't see the angle of the guy would have the chains connecting somewhere behind. So it's behind him would be the connection point, but you can't pinpoint where it is. But you don't see any kind of shackle, any kind of band, any kind of, it literally is just, here is the hand and there's the chain that comes out.
Is there any blood?
Oh, there's blood.
Yeah, I'm thinking the chains are like directly
The
attached.
seams on the
Go for
t-shirt
it.
are now kind of like reddish from where stretching has been occurring. There's blood on the ground. There's blood running down the guy's side. This is medical staff's worst nightmare, really.
Okay, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on. And does he have the same situation on his feet?
Yeah, same situation on the feet too.
I will free one arm and the opposite foot.
Okay.
With this, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic, and we're gonna have a little trial run.
Z, are you that close to it?
Because you're further back.
Yeah, I would have to be because it was a 5-foot range on that spell.
Oh, 10-4.
So
Seven.
Brian, you're going to try to cast spell magic. Interesting things happen. You try to cast it and a limb pops off and hits the ground with a sickening thwack. Everyone give me a sanity check. Let's just simply say every time you all wits, we're doing sanity checks.
No, I was so close. I was so close.
I'm good. I'm also getting a charger.
I am
dead.
also good.
Prior,
2 points below, not good.
prior,
And here,
yeah.
just getting a
this-
charger.
Okay, Briar, let's pull out your fun sheet. Let's see. There's, or it's not Briar, Blue Jay. Blue Jay, we need your fun sheet.
Blue Jay,
Yes.
we always
Um,
need yours.
Blue Jay, so looking at this, you see your mentor. You see the sentinel robes, the voice morphs. I told you you were not ready. You will never be ready.
Do we just see the normal person screaming?
Blue Jay starts crying.
Okay.
Blue Jay.
So-
Oh, character cry. Yay.
Okay, so I'm going to
I'm
as
tearing
much
up in
haste,
real
go-
life, by the way.
okay.
How could
I
you
feel like
do this to me? How?
I'm going to cast
You're supposed to-
heal. I'm going to cast
After all
heal
I tried to
severe.
teach.
I'm going to cast heal severe. I fear what would happen if I try and like reattach the limb. I figure prosthetics have gotten far enough that existing is probably better. So I'm just going to try and cast heal severe.
Okay, you cast heal severe. Meanwhile, Blue Jay, he's saying comments like, after all I have done for you, how could you be like a crimson knight and do this to me? How? Why?
Crying.
Blue Jay, do we
I have-
see you crying? Or are you hiding that from us?
I'm pretty visibly crying.
I am immediately turning to Blue Jay.
Briar,
Blue Jay.
your healing spell doesn't work.
If anyone
Yo.
has a healing potion,
You got to get up to the guy first.
I don't.
no, I'm saying like I don't have a healing potion. If someone does,
Yeah.
I
then
have a healing potion and I'm right there. Can I try to use it?
yeah, go for it.
You try to
Blue
give him a
Jay.
healing potion?
Yes.
Okay, as you pull out the healing potion to give it to him, as your arm moves closer to the guy, another 2 limbs pops off. He is now dangling from one arm,
Oh.
and his
Okay.
body is starting to convulse.
Did.
Blue Jay, you're watching your mentor die.
Yeah. I'm
River's
just-
trying to talk to Blue Jay.
Um,
I
He's screaming your name.
Can I
He's
roll-
screaming your
okay.
code name.
can I roll insight or some sort of check to make sure that I know better to not just run up to this guy and attempt to help?
We'll say it's a mental check for self-control.
Okay.
River is
I
also
haven't killed
directly
anyone yet. I gotta
trying.
kill someone.
yeah.
I'm directly trying to speak to Blue Jay.
Okay.
Blue Jay, what's happening?
17.
What is happening?
Let me go ahead and we'll say this is going to be opposed by the house. You manage to, you start to take a couple steps forward and then stop yourself from running up all the way. And you're just watching in horror. In the back of your mind, you can vaguely hear River saying, Blue Jay, what's wrong? As tears just stream down your face.
Okay.
So it was is he getting closer that triggered it?
Mm-hmm.
Is kinetic flight self only? Can I try and like levitate the potion up to him?
You know what? Go ahead and try. Let's see.
If he loses all of his limbs, then that's no more to lose.
Well, he's just dangling by the one. So
You try to raise the potion up, but it's not very stable. You can try to continue to push it, but you run the risk of the potion dropping and losing the potion outright. What would you like to do?
River's also stepping in front of Blue Jay and trying to talk face to face with her. She noticed the run up, the stop, and River
Yeah.
is getting in between her and the body.
I just
Do I
grab
think-
onto
do I
The
River.
think-
cries are just searing into your brain, Blue Jay.
Do I
Give me
think
another sanity check.
if the healing potion got to him, do I think he would survive?
No.
I failed again.
I'm going to. I don't have a sleeping spell. If I don't think a healing potion, I'm going to try heal severe one more time. I
Okay.
think otherwise you put him out of his misery.
Okay. So Blue Jay, you drop down.
18.
Okay. So Blue Jay, you drop down another 5 points. So what are we on our sanity score?
55 from 75.
Oh my god.
We're going down.
I've lost every single one.
So we go ahead. You see it, and you even see where the limb popped off. It's the arm bracer with the hidden blade and everything else on the ground. And you just, even though River's in front of you, you're just watching this, and you're hearing him just plead for mercy and asking, why did you join the Crimson Knights? Why did you betray the Sentinels the way that you did? How could you betray them like this? That you would turn against and would break the code of the Sentinels. And like, why would you do this? And it's something that you know is going to echo in your brain for the rest of your life. Briar, you proceed to cast a healing spell. And raising a hand or agreeing?
Oh, that's just like
Okay.
role-playing somatic
Yeah.
motions.
Okay, so you go ahead
wandless
to
magic.
cast your healing spell, and you successfully cast and heal, where you start to help hone it on other words, but in the process of doing so, and by no fault of the spell, the head falls off the body and proceeds to roll down the aisleway to stop in front of Blue Jay and just go, why?
I'm
And
standing
its
in front
eyes
of Blue
fade out.
Jay.
Jay, give me another sanity check
I
for
just,
that one.
I just have the mental image of River seeing this head rolling and just kicking it away like a soccer ball.
Yeah, no, I'm standing in between Blue Jay and the person.
No! Why? How could you? Just why?
River's screaming at Blue Jay at this point. River's screaming at Blue Jay of just,
So
it's
Blue
not
Jay?
real. This isn't real.
Yep,
Blue
I
reduce
don't
your
know what
score
you're
down
seeing.
further.
Blue Jay's just screaming. Like she's just screaming and crying and like cannot hear River because she's just like
I assume this person is
Yo.
dead without his head.
the
Yep,
ugly.
oh, the person's dead. There's just a single arm hanging from swinging back and forth, spraying a little trail of blood underneath.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the head. No, actually, would I know that's what Blue Jay is like? No, I don't know. It's
All
like
you saw
telling
is
her
Blue Jay
anything.
just started to
Yeah.
really freak out over this college student. Maybe they
I
knew
feel
each
like
other.
that's a normal response. I'm just gonna kind of I'm gonna go like walk over to the head and just kind of like remove it from her line of sight.
You pick up the bloody head.
Don't make this worse.
That was a choice.
Don't make this
So you pick up the head, and Briar, the eyes slowly turn towards you, and
Mhm.
Poppy's face looks back at you and just goes, why?
I know you're not Poppy. I've seen you be another person's head.
You never knew what happened. I could be Poppy.
You could be. Mostly unlikely. If you are, I will apologize to Cinder later, and I'm sorry, and I love you. I
We don't
I
see the head
Briar,
talking,
so,
right?
hold on. So Briar,
The rest
we
of you
already-
don't see the head talking.
Right?
to be clear, we already established that there wasn't an illusion. Briar didn't think there was an illusion on it earlier,
Mhm.
and already saw this looking as someone else's face. Yes.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty logical for her to assume, especially having heard like other voices in her head, that this is not real. So I think she's going to be
Yeah, no, that's fine.
disturbed by this imagery, but I don't think she thinks it's real.
That's fine.
So I'm just kind
Take a
of
chocolate for making Blue Jay character cry.
Is there a trash can anywhere?
No, but you can try to banish it.
I don't have banish.
Blue
I
Jay
think
does.
we just need to leave.
We
I am
gotta
holding
get out
the
of here.
head away from her line of sight. I'm just gonna put it in my bag for now. And wait,
Briar.
Add one bloody hat to the back. Oh, this is gonna go.
I
too
will.
long. Yeah. Okay, just a heads up, you have 45 minutes left in the adventure.
Okay. I say
Yo.
we keep moving.
We gotta
Towards the
go.
door. Towards the door.
I also am going to roll for something. Okay. As we leave, River's gonna trail behind. First of all, making sure that everyone's getting out okay. She is going to pull one of the pages out of her thing. And is going to allow the blood from the arm to drip onto one of them and then puts it back in her bag.
Amazing.
Okay, oh, goody. So you pull the arm out. You
I don't touch the arm.
let
I
it
do
drip
not
on the
touch it.
page. The
Yeah.
words. No, but you let it drip. The blood begins to form letters, and it turns around and just says, "You are marked."
Join the club, man.
Okay.
Yep.
So where's the door?
Would you like
is the
celery
question.
salt or pepper as your seasoning?
Pepper. River puts it back in her bag and leaves.
Okay.
I don't honestly know how Blue Jay's gonna leave this room.
River is making sure that she's leaving, whether that is lifting her and moving her or
Probably gonna have to lift me and move me.
that's fine. River will pick Blue Jay up.
Go ahead and roll a strength roll. And Blue Jay, are you resisting the picking up or?
Probably not.
Okay.
Knowing how I act when I'm upset, probably not.
And I'm assuming that the outcome is still the same, but I would like to be very clear. River does not make contact with the blood. River does not touch that blood.
It's
That's
warm,
fine.
wet, not yours.
River tries to follow
puts
universal precautions.
Yeah, if it's warm, wet, and not hers, she's not touching it. Will the book touch it? Yes.
Okay.
But she's not touching it. 26 to pick up
You
Blue
s-
Jay.
You scoop Blue Jay up and you can feel Blue Jay just shaking. Oh. Blue Jay had a life moment right there. Okay. So you proceed to go ahead.
I'm
And
looking for traps,
you
and I'm rolling alertness.
okay, roll alertness.
18.
Okay, you sense no traps.
Cool.
Let me move you all back over. We had fun in that room. So let's go back to the ground floor again.
We
Did
still
we-
need to get up to floor 3, mind y'all.
Yeah, we still have 2 floors to go up.
So you find the stairs. You land
Yay!
after that lovely room. You land by the stairs. Would you like to go up the stairs?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to look
and
at the
also check for
stairs.
traps and be stealthy.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so if you
Before
like
I
to be
go
stealthy,
upstairs.
if you like to be stealthy, go ahead and roll for stealth.
I would like to try and be stealthy while I'm crying.
Blue Jay, you're going to take a -4 penalty to that.
Okay.
No, Izzy.
I rolled
Oh,
a natural
no.
1 on stealth.
How am I more
Indeed.
stealthy than you?
Okay,
17
so
stealth. I did it.
okay, so we will let people in the who are watching if they have any suggestions for Izzy's stealth fail. Otherwise, Izzy, you are convinced right now you are stealthy. You believe you're stealthy. It's I'm sneaky, I'm sneaky, I'm sneaky. Sneaky as a tree. The rest of you proceed to go ahead and try to stealth your way, except for Blue Jay.
No, we're checking for
I
traps
was about
first.
to say.
Oh, you're
River
checking
has-
for traps first?
River has
Yes.
also not yet put Blue Jay down.
Yeah, so
River's still holding Blue Jay.
Yeah, so Blue Jay, your ability to check for traps is a bit limited because you're not actually on the ground yet.
Should I just like roll like a straight like d20, no modifier?
Yeah, we'll
Like-
just remove the modifier in that.
Okay. All right, then I can just roll a d20, remove modifier.
Okay.
Okay. Who else is checking for traps?
Dirty 20 alertness.
Natural 20.
Yay!
21.
Okay. So this was all detecting traps.
And other suspicious things that are not traps.
It's a perfectly innocent mansion.
Of course.
Blue Jay is traumatized.
But not a perfectly innocent GM, so
So, as you go ahead and you look around the mansion, you notice that there is now a layer of dust appearing on the floor.
Okay.
On the stairs and such. And as you're going ahead and you notice that there's dust on the railings, about 2 inches deep,
inches, geez.
and there's no footsteps. Your footsteps are the only footsteps. You don't see anything else.
So how did the kids get down is the question.
Well, the dust.
There could
is
be multiple
pretty-
staircases. But kind of strange. Throwing that out there.
We never rolled insight on the kids, I would like to say.
I thought about it, but then I thought
I
that was cruel.
I also thought about it, and here we are.
I thought about it, but like we needed to get in the house anyway, so
Well,
um
up the stairs.
Cheers.
Okay. So you go up the stairs. You notice that the staircase is a winding staircase that has multiple areas that you can get off. So you have the option that you can stop at the next floor, or you can go straight to the 3rd floor.
keep going.
Yep,
you go to the
straight
3rd floor?
So you proceed to go all the way to the 3rd floor.
I'm gonna step away for a brief moment. My leg is bleeding.
Okay. So approaching on the 3rd floor, you come out at the top of the stairs. And it opens up into a narrow space. You see that there is a room off to your rotating around to your left, and a series of rooms out towards your right. If you have the ability to sense directions at all, you'll be able to figure out which side. You've been kind of twisted and turned up to this point.
I'm gonna cast tracking vision on myself.
Are there no windows?
You see no windows. You see hallways, but you can't see the external side of the building, so you don't know where the windows are.
11.
River turns to Blue Jay, still just holding her. Do you think you can walk? The answer can be no.
For first dismemberment.
I didn't catch that.
I said I can walk. I can walk.
Would you like to walk?
First,
No, but I can.
Nope. And River is still holding Blue Jay. Ben.
Okay.
Put me down.
first dismemberments they're always rough.
No,
Yeah,
This is a healthy reaction.
No, I've seen dismemberment. This was that.
This was something else.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm
When
referring
you
you to
would like-
wellness after this.
I'm assuming
River
no one has
just-
find north as utility.
So finding north would be a utility. Briar, you said you were casting the tracking spell on yourself. You're
Yes,
able
so I
to
can
pick up a couple of things. There's something with tentacles over in this side where I'm pinging on the map.
Excuse me?
There is something with tentacles over on this side where I'm pinging on
Mhm.
the map.
Yep.
And there's furniture over on this side.
Your audio
There
glitched
is
hard. Could you
something-
repeat?
Yeah.
Could you repeat both of the small rooms with the wood floors?
So there is bedroom furniture over here.
Mhm.
And then there seems to be stairs that lead up over back here.
Okay.
And then there's a living entity here. With
Living
tentacles.
entity with tentacles. Do I think any of them are the nursery? Do I sense any babies?
You do not sense a single basin, nothing of the furniture looks like it's actually a baby at all. This is adult furniture right over in here in the bedroom.
Mhm.
And it looks like it would be some kind of really nice bedroom. And then the stairs goes upward to some possible type of attic.
They said it was, so that should be the nursery because the children said it was right underneath
Mhm.
the attic. So presumably, or the most likely option is that the stairs go right to the attic, in which
Yep.
case that should be the nursery. It's possible it's at the end. I don't think you can have an attic at the end of a hallway.
Nope.
So there should be a nursery in there. There's no baby.
Nope, no baby.
Yes, I am relaying this to the party.
Really quick, would I be able to roll insight on Blue Jay to see if she would actually like me to let her down? Because
Sure.
River's suspicious of that.
Go ahead. You can roll insight in Blue Jay. You can determine based on the result.
Can I roll persuasion against the insight?
Sure, you can oppose it.
16 total.
Okay, go ahead and roll to
14 total.
Blue Jay, you tell me to
Resist.
put you down.
Okay. You can kind of tell Blue Jay is trying to conceal, but you can kind of read through it. Blue Jay, what does your character honestly want?
My character, like, she really doesn't want to like be a bother. It's like the I am incredibly upset. I am incredibly traumatized. And carrying is probably the best thing for me, but at the same time I don't want to be a bother to River or to impede the party in any way.
River's gonna look at Blue Jay with the request to get down and just say, so you might want to get down. Could I continue to hold you? It's making me feel safer. I don't know about you.
Blue Jay and River are mutual teddy bears.
I think that merits another submit.
Wait, what was the quick? What do you? That wording was strange. What was the question?
Fair. Do you mind if I continue to hold you?
You can hold me for now.
I'm still kind
River
of.
just.
Okay. Is this an out loud exchange?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We
do
have
I
achieved the status of the party now clutching each other for survival.
I'm gonna take my blanket out of my adventurer's pack and just kind of put it on Blue Jay.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
I will also. I have in my lunchbox a square of 85% cocoa chocolate, and I have this written in my supplies. You can check me on this. I will offer it to Blue Jay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Briar decides to
Lucy starts crying again, but this time out of happiness.
I'll call that an improvement.
Yeah.
Blue Jay, you heard your mentor's voice in your head. You never gave me any chocolate. You ripped my arms off.
Get rid of the head.
Wait, I still have the head in my. Wait, is this like coming from the bag? The head in the bag, like out loud?
Can they hear this, or is it just me?
No, this is out loud from the bag. Blue Jay,
Oh.
you hear this?
Lucy starts crying
wait,
out
I'm
of
gonna-
tears, like in anger again. Like the
I'm
crying.
gonna open up the bag. What is your deal?
The head
Briar,
just
get rid of
stands
that.
there slacking faced.
Briar, get rid of that.
There's no windows.
There's the stairs.
I have penguin pattern duct tape. I'm gonna put it over its mouth, and I'm gonna put it back in my
Briar,
bag.
No,
I feel like
Briar,
that
get
isn't
rid
what
of
it's
the
called.
head. Briar, get rid of the
Okay,
head.
I will
30-minute
first
time
tape
check,
its
my
mouth
friend.
shut. I will
Go
tape
for
its mouth shut with penguin pattern duct tape, and I will roll it back down the stairs.
Oh, that's not gonna end up impacting things. Okay. You go ahead and you take the head and you just roll it down.
After
Further
duct
down
taping its mouth
the
shut.
stairs, you hear the sounds of pins getting knocked down. Okay. So what you all doing? You have 30 minutes left.
Oh boy.
I think we should. It is very strange that there's no child in there. I don't want to chalk it up as completely missing without checking in there. But that's weird. There's also the tentacle thing that has me concerned.
Sorry, I was gonna say I think we should check the room that's supposed to be the nursery.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I'm
What
thinking.
gives?
So you go ahead, you walk.
Magical wards do block tracking sight. So
You move down to the door. You open up the door.
checking for traps,
Go ahead,
and other
roll,
suspicious things.
go ahead and roll for checking for traps. You sense no. Yeah, with 20 and a 21, you sense no traps on the door.
Is the door locked?
The door is locked.
Dang it.
Can I cast open lock on the door?
Sure.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Hey,
I was going to point out that the lock was not a basic lock and that none of you had lock picks in your sets. However, nat 20 does trump everything. So
yeah, let's go, Blue Jay.
case in point, you managed to open the lock quite deftly with your spell. You kind of had a lot of energy to burn after everything you've been through, so it just kind of channeled its way in. You pop the lock open, and what you see is a bedroom. Where's my
Not
bedroom?
stepping in, just looking in.
You're just stepping in, and
No, I'm not stepping in, just looking in.
okay. Let me find my pretty bedroom. There's my bedroom. I was looking for it.
I asked to the party, did we ask what the 1-month-old looked like?
Most babies, I
No.
think, look pretty similar.
I
It
agree.
could be the tentacle thing. It could be
That's
1
an
month old.
assumption.
They
That
never
is
said it was a
kind of
baby.
what I'm thinking.
Was it a big
Yeah.
tentacle thing or a little tentacle thing?
They said it was their brother, and they said he was a month old.
So what you do is you come into the bedroom and you see it's a large bedroom with a series of different beds on it.
Anything else?
There is a doorway that's over that is you don't see any bassinets or anything like that that you would see for a young baby, but you do see large portraits lining the wall. And there's even a family portrait where you see a woman, a a gentleman and two kids. Two of the kids you've seen before, Colleen and Ethan.
Do the faces match the busts?
Yes.
Just checking.
Yep.
Okay.
Faces match the bus. There appears to be a little plaque underneath as well. All the beds have a thick layer of dust on them as well.
Does the lady look like pregnant or anything?
The lady doesn't look pregnant, but her clothing, do you all get a little closer to get?
I will take one step in.
Blue Jay, would you like to
No,
get
we
closer?
checked for traps in the room, right? Like,
Yeah, there's no
those
traps
things-
in the room.
Okay. Okay, I will step forward to read the plaque and to take a better look at the poster.
Okay.
Picture painting.
You go ahead, you see it says, I have lots of papers for this thing.
I'm also walking wherever Blue Jay would like to go.
Okay.
I think
So
my
we're going
paralysis is
into
not
it.
enough.
You notice that the top of it is, the portrait itself is slightly dust covered, and the individuals are wearing clothing in a fashion and style that you haven't seen in all of your travels. Being with an international school, you're used to seeing a variety of different outfits. This one is a lot older. You see an individual wearing, she's wearing a corset, she has the chemise, she has the shawl, the headgear. The rug that's in front of it is kind of rotten, and it says Mary and Lawrence Holt, along with Colleen and Ethan, and underneath it is the date 1892.
Give me just a second to do some math.
Nice.
The year is 2007.
Those aren't the same.
I say we've done some time travel in our day, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
What year is it from?
1892.
Our fly on the wall has done some math for us.
109 or 115.
So
Bad.
Bad.
it is obviously possible to not look like you have aged a lot in over a century. It's not usually by wholesome methods. So
We know that these are cultists.
yeah,
A lot of dust.
Yeah. As soon as I found out that they were cultists, I immediately stopped trusting any member of this family.
there are a bunch of windows, right?
There are.
Do we have eyes on the kids for many of them?
Windows, they're boarded to go outside. You go over to the window, you try to peer through the cracks, you don't see the kids behind there.
Are they supposed to be, like, can I see where they were supposed to be and they're gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
There.
Temperature check. Do we want to do anything other than get out of here as quickly as possible?
You hear a thump from coming upstairs.
No.
Not the children.
I would
I-
love to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Cool.
The children
So
are in the
can
attic.
And a
The
cry.
children are in the attic.
they're so
A
they
child
they
cry
must've-
or a baby cry?
is my tracking vision still up?
Your tracking vision is still up.
I'm gonna
Um,
look up. Can I see
You see two
People-
bodies upstairs.
2 bodies? Okay. And I hear 3 people and crying.
You see the other 3 people in the room with you. You do hear crying, but it's coming from upstairs in the attic.
No, I'm saying, like, as I look upstairs, I see 2 bodies upstairs.
Yeah, you see 2 outlines of 2 individuals and crying.
Are they dead bodies?
You can't tell.
So they're like perfectly stock still?
Yeah,
Are they like laid out?
they're next to each other. They're on the floor, but they are next to each other.
Give me 30 more seconds to.
You have the spell that allows you to detect friend or foe.
Tracking vision differentiates allies from aggressors.
Okay.
Are these allies or aggressors?
Allies?
Those are the kids.
Surely not.
Maybe. Those are
Allies
not
question.
probably not the same kids as down there, is the thing. They might be actual kids. Unless the kids teleported. They're probably not the same kids.
Kids might have teleported.
I wish
I
they
would put
wouldn't.
that. I would put that as potentially unlikely. So there's a door up there and also thumping from upstairs.
Yep.
But I don't see anything that could be causing the thumping.
Nope.
What
20
does
minute
thumping
The question
sound
is then, what gives?
Is the
Once
thumping
again.
like? Is there something like against the floor?
It's something is, it sounds like it's coming from near the floor.
Okay.
You'll have to go up to actually see what it is though.
Do we want to investigate, or do we want to leave as quickly as possible?
If you can get
If-
out.
I don't think we're gonna be able to leave.
As possible.
I think
I
see that there
try
are
and
allies
leave.
in there. There are children. I
No, they're children.
there
Do they-
I see 2 allies up there. They may or may not be children. There are 2 allies up there.
Okay. If they're allies to us, whether or not, like, if we go up, potentially they could lead us out, or there might be a more accessible way out through the attic. Is
Window?
my thought process.
I think the house is haunted.
3 stories.
I think these kids are dead.
Not fun, but I can also
I don't like it.
I think these kids are dead.
it's fast.
I think so too. Either that or undead. Vampiric.
So it sounds like the group is heading upstairs.
All right.
I think we should look and be prepared to book it out the before we
Correct.
go up there. Should we try and like pry the boards off the windows?
I like that.
When you try to pry the boards off the windows, the window itself breaks up.
Yo.
The
Gotta go.
window breaks off.
It
Bricks
breaks
up.
up.
Nice.
It-
There's no more
bricks
window.
up.
There's only
Oh.
wall.
Disallowed.
And breaks the wall.
Don't like that. Okay. Yeah, upwards, I guess.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. As you head up towards the door to the attic, you
For traps.
try to roll for detect traps.
Yes.
17.
You sense no traps.
Great.
26.
You sense no traps.
Ew.
You try to open the door. The door's locked on the outside.
Can you unlock it, Blue Jay?
I cast open lock.
Okay.
2.
No.
You try to open this lock, but unfortunately, it's solid. Now, the party does have an option. You can try to use strength and knock the door down. Brute force. your way in.
I also have open lock. Could I
Okay.
attempt an open lock as well?
Yes, you may.
18.
You managed to pop the lock. It's very rusty to get it open. It's very, very old. It's obviously has been sealed for a while. When you
don't like that.
open the door, you're peering into an attic.
Oh,
I'm
this
gonna
is
share.
lovely.
Yup.
Let's go.
It looks like they're dabbing.
I bet you those 2 friends downstairs are the parents.
Probably there's
The 2
is that
skeletons in the pie room.
that's
You
that's
see
what I was
two
initially
ghosts,
thinking.
though. Well, you think well, hold on. When going ahead, you see standing above 2 of the skeletons, you see Ethan and Colleen shimmering in place. Ethan still has his teddy bear that he is holding.
Mm.
And Colleen looks at you all and goes, "So the house lured you in too. We've been stuck here.
Apparently.
Our mommy and daddy put us here to keep us safe, and they never came back. They never came out. And so
Is there a way we can?
here we've remained. The only way we can't dare escape until Rue has been imprisoned again. If you want to, the ritual either has to be destroyed or completed, but the house is not going to let you go. The house, long ago, our mommy and daddy would lure people into the house to provide offerings. And when the ritual wasn't completed, the house Rue decided to take the house and continue to lure people. That we've never been able to leave this room.
Is the ritual in the basement or the chapel?
Further, there's actually a space below the basement, and Colleen points to her dollhouse. If one of you, if you don't want to leave us and we can go with you, we can help you. But she points to the dollhouse. The dollhouse is very much a mimicry of what you have seen so far, but there's actually a level below the basement where there is a altar and a ritual.
At this point, I would like to pull out the book.
Okay, you pull out the book. Do you open up the parchment?
Do you kids know what these are? What this is? Is this just a regular book?
That's the prayer book, but I don't recognize that parchment. The letters that's sticking out. Who's that from?
We haven't read it.
Oh, we'll find out.
No, I haven't read it.
I mean this with nothing but the highest respect. Blue Jay, you're of everyone here, you have had maybe the most the strongest assaults on your sanity today. Are you sure you want to be the one to read this?
Not really.
Would you
I
like
can.
someone else to?
I can read it.
Okay, you pass that over to River. River, you open it up. Here's what the letter says. My most pathetic servant, I am not a savior sent to you by whatever power you might hope. I am not here to lead you to some greener pasture. However many you have bled on your hidden altar, how many visitors you have tortured in your chapel, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms beneath in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortunes are spent, your love abandoned for madness, your hopes lost. Cursed of darkness? That I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer who you are. A pity, though, about the one who got away. Rue.
So this is supposed to be a letter from an eldritch entity on another plane. Yes?
To the cultist leader.
Okay. Okay. Kind of funny. I'm going to give that to them.
Okay. Colleen looks at you all. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
it.
So,
We'll take you with us. Do we take you
are
with us by taking?
you going to allow the kids to possess you?
Yo.
Oh, possess us. Oh,
Can I roll insight on the children really fast?
No.
that's not what I thought they meant.
Yeah, if you want to roll insight.
Can they possess the skeletons?
Not
Nope.
what
I shall not be possessed by a child.
I absolutely refuse.
Okay.
One moment. Let me roll insight on the children. I forgot what I said on first. Okay.
Pies are one thing. Children? No.
Natural 20
Hey!
plus 8.
What you
Ow.
can tell by entities is that these are definitely entities of children. They, I promise there's more. The possession would give you certain benefits, but there are drawbacks because actions have consequences. They have no desire really to leave their house. However, you'll have to force them out. There are also other behavior things that can impact if you let them possess you.
You children are adorable. Under absolutely no circumstances will I allow you to possess me.
Ethan starts to cry.
I'll let a child possess me.
Is he?
Crying. He's just a little boy.
Okay.
I
So Izzy, with allowing Ethan to possess you, you gain a +3 to your attacks, but
Oh.
you lose anytime something doesn't go your way, you throw a temper tantrum.
Yo.
we gotta
And that
put
can
behavior
impact your
management
other
on Izzy.
roles.
All right.
Drop the rope.
Okay. What about you, Blue Jay? Are you willing
Sure.
to?
Sure.
Okay.
Kind of
You
not
gain-
here.
You gain +3 to your attacks, but Colleen has a bit of a temper to her. You like to be in charge and get angry when people try to tell you what to do. So anytime someone tries to tell you what to do from the party, you get to attack them. That's how you normally attack.
Amazing.
I love it. All right, let's go.
Okay. Transporting you down to the lair. Okay. Grab select tool. Okay. And let's bring you to my favorite room. Okay. So once you have been possessed, the children go ahead. You can kind of feel Colleen and Ethan trying to control even your bodies a little bit. It's a little bit of a tug of war of who gets to drive. They open up the dollhouse and they reach down and touch the bottom floor and then hold out their hand for you to go ahead and grab. And the moment that everyone touches their hands, you all find yourself pulled into the dollhouse itself. And you are now standing in front of a lair. And there is a large shadowy figure. Standing right over here in front of it. When you all notice something strange standing around on the upper balcony, it's all these pairs of eyes. You hear chanting, and the chanting promptly stops as you peer into the room. The smooth masonry walls provide excellent acoustics. The altar itself is hideous depictions of gasping and ghouls stained with dry with favorite Peach holding a torch, but the torch fire is purple and it seems to be drawing light into it. Or you would expect to see the rest of the faces beyond, the eyes are just voids. One must die, they chant over and over, looking at you. One must die. One must die. We have no ill against you. Complete the ritual and we will let you go. Destroy and we will defend ourselves.
Okay, so we have options.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
You can sacrifice a party member. Turn on the party and sacrifice a party member. And the mansion will let you go. Or you can destroy the ritual and try to get out.
River's gonna
So
set
here's-
Blue Jay down. Presumably because Colleen, I'm assuming, has been trying to move Blue Jay.
Oh, Colleen probably hates this. Yes.
Yeah, Colleen probably doesn't like it, and River's just going to gently set her down.
Okay. Colleen glares at you.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we try and destroy this and one of us dies, that could also complete the ritual. But it's better than definitely completing it.
I imagine that there would be like a ritual sacrifice. Like it has to
Yeah.
be like done ritually.
You would, oh,
I would like to
are we
remind
we sure simply dying here would not be enough?
I'm pretty sure simply dying here is not enough.
Okay, so then in that
5 minute
case,
time check.
5 minute
Yeah.
time check.
Destroy it. We're
Yeah.
not sacrificing somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
I will not tolerate it.
It's time to stab.
Do we know how to destroy it?
You just have to destroy the altar.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Okay.
Is there any way to like make ourselves seem like we're like not about to attack the altar and then we attack the altar and like I don't know. They
You,
keep
no, you can try to draw closer as long as you're not like readying your swords. They are not
Can
aggressive
I-
against you. There's a reason you
gonna-
haven't actually been attacked.
I'm gonna draw a dagger and hold it to River's throat.
Where
The mansion is, but you haven't
Done.
been attacked.
River immediately plays along.
I'm gonna draw a dagger and hold it to River's throat
Okay.
and start
Briar, how could
Walking.
you?
Jeez.
like this. It's easy.
house.
The cultists continue to chant, one must die, as Briar, you escort River up to.
I'm trying to like signal everyone else with my eyes, like, come on. I don't know what you have planned for this, but play along. We need to get closer.
So you go ahead and you make your way down the stairs and you get closer to the altar. Now you're within distance that you can use your attack spells against it if you would like.
I think so.
I'm gonna look at everyone. Do we take care of this now?
River is going to whisper to Briar let me break free. We point at each other, then both attack the altar. And is going to
I'm
push
gonna-
off of Briar and
Okay.
point her wand at Briar.
Okay.
I'm gonna point it at River.
Okay. You both are pointing your wands at each other.
And then I would like to turn and cast Hail at the altar.
Okay.
I will turn and cast. There's not much that's great for this.
That'll
sorry.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Anyone else? Izzy, Blue Jay?
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
gonna
wanting to attack
cast
as
Petal
well?
Storm. Wait, sorry, are there any magic symbols on there?
There are magic symbols on there, but it's focused on where you would hold a person down to actually sacrifice them.
Do I get a sense that Dispel Magic would damage the altar? Tragic. Okay, I'll cast Petal Storm.
Yeah, I'd like to, if they're casting, I will also cast.
How about you, Izzy?
I'd like to cast an altar as well and to cast shooting stars.
Okay,
I'm gonna cast Inferno.
go ahead. Let's roll and see what we got here. If you're successful, if you beat a 12, roll for damage.
Yay. Okay, so let's do Petal Storm.
Okay.
Do we add something to roll to hit?
So
If you have Colleen or you have Ethan, you do get a +3.
Oh yeah, still not a 12 though.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, so I got an 18, and it's +5 points of damage for every +1 point of damage for every 2 we have in mental.
Okay.
That was a
So-
question. Is it?
I'm sorry, please repeat the question.
Hello?
We get an extra point of spell damage for every 2 points we have in mental, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mm,
I rolled a 12 to hit and 1 damage.
Okay. Well, it's not a crit fail on the
Yeah.
the hitting, so you're safe there. So
Do you
one
have any
damage.
points in Mental River?
Oh, yeah. I have 6.
Okay.
So that'd be 3 points of damage additional.
Sick.
So
I lost all audio for a moment.
you all see the altar proceed to collapse in on itself, and the cultist's face all turn to you and glower. So what we're going to do is a very fast speed run to represent combat. I'm going to have you all roll a d20. If your d20, it's going to be flat rolls. If you roll below a 5 at any point, your character gets consumed by the house.
Don't like
Because it's
this.
imperative to give you at least a shot to get out of the house. As the walls are turning into bleeding pustules, and it's starting to ooze blood, and you're seeing eyes, and the house is trying to grab you. So ready?
Do those
First round.
possessions have any bonuses with this?
You do get a bonus of a +1, but as you get closer, it becomes a -1.
Okay.
So on the third roll, it's neutral, and then it's -1 because the kids don't want to leave the house.
Okay.
So first roll, go ahead and roll your d20 and let me know if we have any victims.
No, Izzy!
I rolled a physical 14.
Izzy, you try to run, and as you're doing, a swarm of rats goes ahead and pounces you and pulls you into the wall as you are screaming.
Oh,
You just see Izzy go, no! Okay,
Hey!
next roll for those who are still alive. Go ahead and roll again. Everyone survive?
15.
Okay.
Yep.
Third roll, there's no longer a bonus of the kids.
11.
Briar, what did you have?
15.
Briar's rolling so well. I'm so jealous. Okay.
Okay.
Bonkers.
Roll, you're now at a -1, Blue Jay, with the possession.
11.
So we do a fourth roll?
Yep, fourth roll.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Yay.
You all dodge as the banister collapses on top of you, or tries to collapse on top of you, and you see the walls are just starting to crumble around you. Final roll to see if you escape the mansion.
Oh,
I
Blue
rolled
Jay,
a 5.
no.
No!
Blue Jay
No!
goes ahead as you try to dive out. Colleen just goes, no, and pulls you into the wall, betraying you.
Was it a 5 or below? Because I rolled a 5.
5 or below.
That's
River
it.
gets pulled in as well, leaving Briar, our sole survivor of the perfectly innocent mansion. As the mansion then collapses down upon you, at least Briar, you're left with the feeling that, well, maybe this is not a great place to host the academy. Thank you all for playing. And
Thank you all for running
those
this.
who are listening
Thank you for running
as
this.
well.
This was lovely.
Yeah.